Very good morning, students. In this video session we are going to discuss about query processing. So query processing refers to the set of steps performed in executing our query and giving the results back. So this is what query processing is. Say for example you are giving a query like select star from instructor where subject equal to DBMS. Once if you give such a query, how this query is being processed and how you are getting back the results. So what are the steps involved? That is what we are referring as query processing. Mainly there are three steps involved in executing the query. The first step is parsing and translation. So the given query will be passed to a component called parser and translator. Then the given query will be passed to a component called optimizer. And finally the query is being given to a component called query evaluation engine. So there are three steps involved in this. Now let us elaborately discuss about these steps. First, the given query will be passed to a component called parser and translator. So what parser and translator will be doing is it will be just checking whether the given query has been given with proper format or not. The fields whatever we have referred, the relations whatever we have referred, the predicate or the conditions whatever we have used, whether they are valid or not. So that will be verified by the parser component, and translator component what will be doing is it will be converting the given query into the internal representation of the query. So internal representation means nothing but relational algebra. So even if you give a SQL statement, this SQL statement will be converted into an equivalent algebraic expression. Only then it will be evaluated. When we discussed about relational algebra, many might be wondering like, what is the purpose of this relational algebra? Because for interacting with the database system, we were using only SQL. So many might be thinking like, for what purpose this relational expression is being used? So this is where the relational algebraic expression is used. So even if you give a SQL statement, it is been represented as a relational algebra. Okay, so what translator do is it just converts the given query into equivalent relational algebraic expression. Now this algebraic expression is being given to the next component called optimizer. Optimizer has two tasks. First task is it will be identifying all the equivalent algebraic expressions which is going to give the same result. When we discussed about relational algebra, we have discussed that the given expression can be expressed in different ways. The given algebraic expression can be expressed in different ways, which is also going to give the same result, right? So we have discussed earlier. So what optimizer will be doing is, first it will be identifying all the equivalent formats, all the equivalent algebraic expressions which is going to give the same result. So it will be identifying that. Once after identifying that, then it will be also computing the cost of each expression. Then second step is it will be choosing the appropriate expression whose cost is less when compared to other expressions. Okay, fine. So this is what optimizer does. And finally what optimizer will be doing is it will be expressing the chosen algebraic expression in a tree-like structure, and that is what referred as execution plan. The reason why it is called as execution plan is in the tree-like structure it will be clearly specifying which operation to be performed first, which operation to be performed next. So the order of execution of the operation will be clearly specified by the tree-like structure. That is why it is referred as execution plan. Now finally this execution plan is been given as input to the evaluation engine, so which in turn will be executing your operations and will be giving to the results to you. So these are the steps involved in processing the query. Now as an example, just see this case. If you are giving the query like select salary from instructor where salary less than 75,000. Once if you give a SQL statement like this, first you will be giving this query, or first the given query will be passed to the component called parser and translator. So what parser and translator is going to do, it is going to check whether the query whatever we have given is correctly given or not. The relation, the fields, the predicates, whatever we have used in the query are valid or not. So that will be checked by the parser. Once everything is been verified, then it will be represented in an algebraic form, right? So this is the algebraic form, right? This is the internal representation of the given query, right? Now this internal representation is being passed to optimizer. So what optimizer will be doing is, it will be identifying all the equivalent algebraic expressions which is going to give the same result. Okay, so instead of performing projection first, you can perform the selection first, then you can perform the projection. Like that, the given expression can be evaluated in different ways. It can be the same result you can receive in different expression also. So query optimizer will be identifying all the formats, all the equivalent formats. Once after identifying all the equivalent expressions, it will be evaluating the price or the cost of each one, and it will be choosing the appropriate one whose cost is less. And finally, the chosen algebraic expression will be expressed in a tree-like structure. This is what we are referring as execution plan. Okay, so this execution plan will be given as a result by the optimizer. Now as I already said, this execution plan will be specifying the order in which the operations to be executed. Now in this execution plan, it is been conveying the message that first you have to refer the instructor relation, then you have to perform the selection operation, then you have to perform the projection operation. So the order is clearly specified by the execution plan. So you have to go from bottom to top. Now this execution plan is being given as input to the evaluation engine. So evaluation engine in turn, it will be executing and finally giving you the results. So these are the steps involved in processing the given query, right? So next topic we are going to discuss is query optimization. So query optimizer, we are going to discuss about the operation that is performed by the optimizer component. So as I already said, optimizer component, first what will be doing is, it will be identifying the different ways of executing the given query. Okay, when you have a query like this, okay, so it will be identifying in what are the ways it can be executed. First you can refer the course relation, then you can perform projection operation, then you can refer teachers relation, then you can perform natural join. Like that, it can be expressed in different ways. So your optimizer will be identifying all the equivalent formats. Now how it is going to identify all the equivalent formats? There are different rules that is been available. So using these rules only, it will be identifying the different ways of executing the given algebraic expression. Okay, you have a rule like when you have a conjunctive selection operation, instead of doing it together, you can do it separately. When you have two conditions, instead of executing the conditions together, you can execute the first condition first, then you can execute the next condition. Okay, then you have a rule like instead of performing the selection operation one followed by second, you can do it second first, then followed by first. Okay, so this is one way of identifying the equivalent rule. Okay, then you have one rule like instead of performing the projection separately, Say for example, first you are selecting 4 attributes, then you are selecting 3 attributes, then you are selecting 2 attributes, then you are selecting 1 attribute. Instead of that, you can select the 1 attribute at the initial stage itself. Okay, so this is one rule. Then you have a rule like instead of performing Cartesian product and selection, you can go with theta join. Theta join means performing a join operation with conditions. Okay, so this is one rule. And you have one more rule like related with the same theta join, that is performing theta join and then performing selection. Instead of that, perform the selection operation first, then you perform the theta join with another relation. Okay, so this is another rule. Then you have one more rule like theta join operations are commutative. It means that instead of performing E1 theta join E2, you can also perform E2 theta join E1. Okay, then you have a rule like natural join operations are associative. Okay, so it means that E1 and E2, then natural join with E3. Instead of that, E2, E3 first, then you can perform natural join with E1. So it is associative. Okay, this is what already we discussed, right? Here itself we have discussed. Okay, so instead of performing theta join first, then performing selection operation, first perform the selection operation, then perform theta join with another one. Similarly, similar to this, you have one more rule, that is performing theta join and then projection operation. Instead of that, first perform the projection operation both on E1 relation also E2 relation, then perform the natural. Like this, we have a set of rules that has been defined. Now using this rule only, the optimizer is going to identify the equivalent relations. These rules can be called as equivalent rules. So using this equivalent rule only, the optimizer is going to select the equivalent relational algebraic expressions, right? Okay. Now once after choosing the equivalent algebraic expressions, the optimizer next what you have to do is, it have to choose the appropriate expression whose cost is lesser. Okay. Now how to choose the one whose cost is lesser? There are two approaches of choosing the appropriate algebraic expression. One is cost based optimizer, or based on cost you can choose the appropriate relational algebraic expression, and another one is rule based one. Okay, rule based one is what referred as heuristic based optimization. Okay, so cost based optimization and heuristic based optimization. Now cost based means we have to evaluate the cost, how many times it is accessing the disk, how much memory it is using. Like that, you will be evaluating the cost for each expressions. Now after computing the cost, whichever expression cost is lesser, that we will be choosing as a final one. So such approach is what referred as cost based optimization. The next one is rule based one. There are certain predefined rules available. So using that rule, we will be choosing the appropriate one. Okay, I can just tell a simple rule, okay, so that you can also understand. See, instead of performing the selection operation after join, we can perform the selection operation first, then you can perform the join operation. You just consider the two scenarios, you can understand the importance of this. When you perform the selection operation after your join, it will be taking more resource, it will be taking more memory, so its cost will be lesser, cost will be greater. Instead of that, you can just perform the selection first. Once if you perform the selection, what happens? The records will be filtered. Once after filtering the record, then if you perform the join operation, obviously the resource utilized will be less, the memory required will be less, obviously the cost will be also less. The same thing applicable for projection operation also. Instead of performing the projection operation after performing the join operation, you can perform the projection in the earlier stage. Okay, so such approach is what called as rule based approach or rule based optimization or heuristic based optimization. Hope the topic whatever we discussed in our session will be helpful for you. Wish you all the best, students.